You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Colleen Nolan, Linda Robson, Brenda Edwards, and Kelly Bryan.
Welcome to your Wednesday's Loose Women. Coming up, he set pulses racing in the cult rom-com Coyote Ugly. But more recently, Hollywood star Adam Garcia has swapped strip teasing for Irish jigging. He joins us later. Also, he starred as the lovable Baldrick in one of the nation's favourite sitcoms. Sir Tony Robinson will be here to celebrate 40 years of Blackadder. And after Miriam Margolyes has become a Vogue cover girl at the age of 82 and revealed that she carries an onion in her handbag, we are confessing our own weird handbag must-haves, including one of us who carries these. I'll just show you. Don't even have to put them up.
Definitely not mine.
Definitely not yours, Kelly,
No.
Do get in touch and let us know what weird and wonderful things are in your handbag. But first, we've been absolutely shocked by the horrific news from Nottingham yesterday after 3 people were stabbed to death in a series of apparently random early morning attacks. Students Barnaby Webber and Grace Kumar had been returning home following an end-of-term night out, and now the name of the 3rd victim has been revealed as school caretaker Ian Coates. The family of Barnaby have released an emotional statement where they pay tribute to their beautiful, brilliant, bright son with everything in life to look forward to. Now, Linda, you know only too well the impact of these senseless crimes, and I'm sure the repercussions of this will be felt for years.
Yeah, my heart goes out to their family. 3 people were living normal lives yesterday, and then today their lives are completely over, and their families are mourning the loss of their 3 loved ones. So 15 years ago, my son went out with a boy called Ben Kinsella, and they were out for they'd just finished their GCSEs, they were out for a night out, and we gave them fake ID to get them in. My husband dropped him off and picked him up at the end of the night. Ben never made it home that night. So there was a little bit of a conflab at the place that they were at, and then 3 boys chased him at the end of the night and stabbed him multiple times. And my son was taken to the police station and then obviously let go the next morning. But it's just the lives of those parents will never be the same again, because they weren't for Debbie and George as well, you know, like, and it was just like the whole community, the whole of Islington. It was like I went to see Debbie and George the day after it happened, and it was silent. The whole of, like, Islington, where I live, was silent. Everyone was talking about it. But it's happening too often now as well, isn't it? I mean, young boys, young girls as well, are leaving the house with their car keys, their cigarettes and a knife. They think it's going to be a deterrent, but a lot of the times if they take a knife out of them, they're going to use it. But you just imagine them getting ready for their night out, putting their aftershave on, getting their clothes ready, all excited about spending the night out, and they don't go home the next day.
Yeah.
And then poor parents,
And the
what they're
parents
going
getting
through.
that phone call.
Oh my
as well.
God, can you imagine? You can't imagine it. And their lives will never be the same again.
No.
They're going to mourn their kids and that lovely man for the rest of their life, aren't they? Really.
It really saddens me, the world that we're living in, and you know, we're bringing up our young people, and to have that happen in such an instant, it's really upset me. And I'm that sort of person that has said on here many times, I used to keep my kids in my rule to them. Both of them was, as soon as it gets dark, I don't care if it's 6:30 or 7 o'clock, when the clocks go back or forward, whatever, make sure you're in. If you're not, I will come and find you on the street myself, and that'll be more embarrassing than you being embarrassed about the fact that all your friends are out playing and you're not allowed to. I know you can't wrap your children up in cotton wool, and these kids were at university just having a good time, and this man was going about his business.
Well,
So-
and they do get to an age where you really can't wrap that. You know, they become adults.
They become adults.
You have to let
But
them
I
live.
think there's a lot of parents going to be really scared about, you know, and always phoning, are you OK? And it just breeds fear that is so just unnecessary. It's really, really, really sad, and I'm really, you know, my
Yeah.
condolences to all the families.
Absolutely, you're echoing some of Brenda's sentiments. Unfortunately, we're waking up in a world where the word unprecedented is now, the scale is moving, because what used to be unprecedented isn't anymore, and it's becoming more regular, that we're waking up to these devastating events that are happening all around the world and on our doorsteps, where our lives are being changed in an instant. And for me, it's just about that family. You know, our thoughts and our prayers are with them, and watching the community in Nottingham all coming together to support them at this time is what's most important. I think is what we should focus on centrally at the moment.
Yeah.
Is supporting that family to get through the shock of what's actually happened. And the caretaker, who is, you know, caretakers are just the best, aren't they? They're always there to greet you in the morning and shut the gate at night. And those kinds of impacts that are going to happen to that family and to that environment and to that university and all the other students and friends, that's, yeah, my hearts and prayers are with them.
Definitely. Yeah, I just want to reiterate, actually, that obviously all our thoughts are with the family and everyone involved, and actually the whole community of Nottingham. You know, we're all thinking about you, and nothing else to say, really. Heartbroken. Anyway, on to another headline now. Diet coaches will be rolled out to thousands of young children as young as 2 to help them lose weight and be treated for complications. 10 more NHS clinics for obese children have been set up after the number of children admitted to hospital for obesity has risen by 40%. And 1 in 5 children are now overweight or obese by the time they start primary school. So, Kelly, this is shocking.
It's not really to me, just because I've been around it, and you know, in lots of different areas of my life, family, friends that have really struggled in this area. And obesity can be seen as such a label in so many different ways, and seen as such a negative thing. And there's 2 strings to this. In some ways, there are social and economical difficulties that happen that kind of procure this within families. You know, some families just don't have enough money or the education to know what's right to do. Fast foods become more convenient and cheaper, and those are the options. They get home from school, parents are under lots of pressure, so they kind of go, right, on the way home, we're going to grab a bag of chips. That's going to fill them up, it's cheap, and that's kind of the job done, and then the parent can get on with the rest of the evening. So that's kind of one side of it. And the other side of it is medical. Unfortunately, there are medical complexities and hormone deficiencies and all kinds of things that add to this.
But the thing is, it's not just fast food, is it? It's the fact that we can get everything delivered home. You know, you don't even have to drive out now. Everything can happen at home. In fact, realistically, we don't ever have to move off our sofas. Do you know what I mean? We've now got things that hoover your carpet for you even, and, you know, delivery of everything. We've got 120-odd different channels on telly that we can work.
Yeah.
So it's not just a case of, obviously, the healthy eating is a massive important, but I also think it's really important to get back to moving again, you know,
because
especially with your
used to be
kids.
playing out on the streets
Yeah.
or playing out in the park or whatever.
they
Now they're
can't
more
now.
likely to be sitting indoors on their Xbox or their
Yeah.
computers and that. But I'm really aware, because I am a bad nan sometimes. I do give my grandchildren things that I shouldn't be giving them. I have a sweet
I've
drawer.
heard your grandchildren tell you off for giving them chocolate.
I know. But I do worry about it, because my daughter had bulimia growing up, Lauren, when she was in her teens and everything, and she's really aware not to speak about diet or healthy eating or anything in front of the kids. But they do eat really, really healthy. Now and again, I'll give them a little treat, like I'll get them a McDonald's breakfast or something like that, and maybe a little bit of chocolate and a little drop of Coke sometimes. Because if you don't...
You're in the
they
list.
just like to to taste these things. I don't give them a whole one. I just give them a tiny little drop and that. It's just a little treat. Because if you stop them from having all these things, it makes them want them more.
But, Linda, you realise if you're giving them, like, sweet stuff like the fizzy drinks and things like that... from such a... It doesn't matter. It's got enough sugar in there to get them addicted. They're only a tiny little body.
But diet drinks are worse for you.
Because
they've got aspartame.
They are.
Well, yeah, I just stopped doing the fizzy drinks anyway. It's water or it's, you know, it's... But anyway, that's just me. But there is a lot of awareness. There has been campaigning. I think the campaigning, they campaign when there's a statistic that comes and then the campaigning seems to go quiet. I think the campaigning should just be a constant campaigning to just keep reminding people and get the stores to do something more for helping with balanced diets and healthy diets and to get people out and moving and keeping fit. I don't know.
Well said, Brenda Edwards. Who knew you could be so serious?
Watch it today. Go on, watch it.
Right, still to come, he's always got a cunning plan. Sir Tony Robinson will be here celebrating 40 years of Blackadder and find out why one of the royals might be bagging themselves a role in a new reboot. And we're talking Neighbours, inspired by Kelly's new ITV-X show. Everybody may need good ones, but would you give your nosy neighbour a key to your home? We'll see you soon.
Just a friendly one each morning helps to make a better day.
Welcome back. Still to come. You may know him from Time Team, but we're turning back the clock with Sir Tony Robinson a bit later as we celebrate 40 years of Blackadder. And he's been swapping his tap shoes for an Irish jig. Hollywood star Adam Garcia joins us to reveal why these days he's much more Michael Flatley than Coyote Ugly. So, Kelly, our next topic is, in fact, inspired by you. You're in the new comedy drama Significant Other on ITVX, which is all based around two neighbours who accidentally come into each other's lives. Now, Kelly plays the recently separated wife of one of the neighbours. Let's take a look.
Sam, I have nothing new to say. I don't think I ever will.
Whatever?
Ever.
How sad and predictable are you?
Oh.
Huh? You're like a robot. You got no feelings.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it. Nothing touches you, right?
Shut up.
That's your problem. You're a robot. It's ice.
Oh, and there you go.
Yeah, there you go. What does that mean?
No, Sam, just leave.
Hey!
Oh, do you know what? That was a bit like me and you walking into work then, wasn't it? Just shut up and go away, Colin. It looks great. Tell us a
Thank
little
you.
bit.
Yeah, it's an unlikely coupling. These two people who are complete strangers come together over an unfortunate situation. So my husband, who you can see, was actually thinking about taking his life because we're separating. And it sounds all very deep and dark, but it isn't, because the neighbour knocks on the door once he's taken the pills and gone to bed. And he's like, no, 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 what are you doing? You know, like, what is it you want? But she's actually having a heart attack. So they end up being thrown together. They end up being thrown together in this unlikely situation.
And it's all about the
neighbourhood. And it's all about them
Wow.
you know, and also it's the first time that a black woman, an Afro-Caribbean woman, has been seen with a Muslim husband. So
Wow.
it's really nice to see those kind of cultural influences as well come through.
So it looks brilliant. So keeping on the topic of neighbours, just how well do you know yours? That's what we're asking. Apparently 1 in 3 of us don't even know their neighbour's name. And only 1 in 4 would let their neighbours have a key to their home. Now, Linda, I'm pretty sure you're a bit of a naughty neighbour.
I'm definitely a nosy neighbour.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely a curtain twitcher. As soon as I hear any noise, I'm at that window having a look to see.
So what would you do if your neighbours gave you a key to look after the house?
Most of them wouldn't give me a key. I would be in their bathrooms, looking down their cupboards. I'd be cleaning in there as well.
Oh,
I
that's
love
all right.
cleaning.
You can have my
I'd be
keys.
bleaching all their sides and everything.
But you wouldn't have a nosy round, would you?
No, I don't row, but I've had some nice neighbours. Kate Garraway was my neighbour.
Oh.
Claire Nazir, the weather girl, Richard Arnold, they all lived around there. I see Kate sneaking out for a fag sometimes of the night.
But didn't you once hide your neighbour's perfume?
Yeah, so, no, a friend of mine left her key with me, so she used to wear this perfume that I hated. I couldn't stand the smell of it. I used to go, can't you find another one? So when I got to her house, I hid them. I hid them under her knickers, under everything, and then she rang me, she went, where's my perfume? Oh, and I ain't got a clue, love.
That's brilliant.
I mean, Linda, I'm never giving you a key. That's the reason not to. I do get on with my neighbours. My, you know, not the whole road, but my direct neighbours. You know, we used to come round and we'd have like drinks and we'd look after their babies, and they even came to see us in Loose Women, and we still stay in touch even though they moved. But I think it's important, and I do have the key to my neighbours, and I would give them the key to mine.
You won't
as
give it
well.
to me, though?
No, absolutely not. You said you rubbish through people's things. I can't be doing with that. No, my cats, I'll take them with me.
Ellie, what about you?
Yeah, no, I've got a really good relationship with my neighbours. I love them to bits. Love you. Mandy, Richard, if you're watching. They've got keys to my house and I trust them, and they look out for me, my kids, the house, you know, everything. It's lovely when you've got lovely neighbours, isn't it?
Yeah.
You feel relaxed, you feel safe, you know
feel
someone will
safe.
take the package in for you if you're not there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Can I nominate Janet Street Porter as Britain's worst neighbour?
She really should.
To back herself up.
She really should live on an island with a drawbridge, so she only lets people in who she wants.
What about your neighbours? Do you?
My neighbours are fantastic. Absolutely love them.
Give them
They're
keys?
always there. Yeah, always. They can just walk in. Don't even need a key. Anyway, moving on. It's competition time, and we have a brand new prize up for grabs. We're giving away £250,000. Gok1 is live. Hi, Gok. Where are you today?
Hi, Colleen. Hi, ladies. Look at me. I'm today in Mallorca. Check out these views. So yesterday, we left Ibiza. We came here. This island is absolutely incredible. Crystal clear waters, blue skies. It is absolutely baking hot. I'm at the Grand Melier Victoria, about to tuck into some tapas, but I'm here to tell you all about our amazing competition. A chance for you to win £250,000 in tax-free money. Now, if you want to know what it feels like to win a whole load of cash, check this out.
Congratulations, you've actually won that 100k.
Oh my God, you know what? Nothing like this ever happens to me. I work for the NHS, you know, and we've had some really tough times recently. So I've never won anything in my life. Wow, I still can't believe it. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really so grateful to you. You've changed my life.
So Gorgeous Jonathan won £100,000 and he was that excited. Can you imagine what it would feel like if you went over double that? Well, you're not going to know unless you enter. It takes just one entry for your chance to win £250,000 in cash. Here's your details.
And there's more. If you enter this week, you could also be in for a chance of winning our bonus prize, a brand new Mini Countryman worth over £41,000. For your chance to win £250,000, text cash to 82248. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782248. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to Car 24, PO Box 7558, Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on Friday the 7th of July. Make sure you enter before 4 p.m. on Friday the 16th of June for a chance to win the car. Good luck.
That's £250,000 in tax-free money. It truly is a life-changing amount of cash. It could be you. There has to be one winner. Good luck from Mallorca!
Oh, thanks, Gok. Actually, you look like you're in some kind of wedding venue there under that lovely archway.
Maybe I'm getting married here. Would you marry me here, Colleen?
I would marry you anywhere,
Are you ready for this?
Gok.
Colleen Nolan?
Yes.
Will you marry me?
Yes, absolutely. I've been waiting for that moment my whole life.
Me too.
See you
Me too,
later,
girlfriend.
Gok. Now, actress Miriam Margolyes has hit the headlines after featuring on the cover of Vogue magazine at the age of 82 with her bums out. Wow. I'm not being funny, but she's definitely copied someone. Let's have a look at this picture. Well, Miriam also revealed... Hey?
OK,
Yeah. Miriam also revealed the rather unusual things she carries around in her handbag, including an onion and a pair of pants.
What's wrong with
Now,
that?
you see what I mean? Oh, now, I was shocked today.
I'm more
to
shocked about
find
the
out-
onion.
Well, yeah, the onion. But also to find out that Miriam isn't the only one who carries a spare pair of knickers, because you do.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Look, OK, I'm gonna prefix this by saying I don't have a weak bladder, so nobody doesn't walk in and right in and say there's something wrong with her. But in case of emergency, I have what is called a toiletries emergency bag in my bag. And so it has my tissues, it has pop socks.
Tissues.
Tissues.
Sorry.
2 days in a row with this one is a lot. Tissues, my pop socks, my perfume, toothpaste, toothbrush, clean underwear, deodorant.
Can I just say, this one, she just goes to Tesco's. I mean, this isn't her going out.
How big is your bag?
There's a lot of stuff. My bag is big enough. If you pack concisely. Well, because sometimes if you're... I'm a very busy person, and I might be working doing this, and then I'm going to do another job, and then I'm going to do a job. You want a whole lot fresh sometimes in between and change your underwear.
Come on.
Yes.
I see nothing wrong with that.
Stop it. I do not believe these people have got pants in the bag.
It's not whether they believe they got...
carries
Are you
pants.
with me?
with you?
There's nothing wrong with it.
I carry spare pants in my bag as well, yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you just use tenor ladies and you can just wear the same pair of pants?
Tenor
with
lady's
you,
not
Lynn.
going to do the job, though, babe. You just want clean pants.
Just want clean underwear, that's
yes,
all.
you want to feel fresh.
There might be sometimes when you might have a little accident, maybe.
A little
and then
bubble.
yeah, but, you know, I find it very hard to use public toilets because sometimes the
so do
hygiene
I.
of them, it's just a little bit, oh, God, I can't even stand on it. So, you know, I just find a nice little place and I
wee
set
your
my things
pants.
up.
You wee in your pants, basically. That's what you're saying. Don't you?
I'm not biting today, Colleen.
Well, I'm not sitting near you. I normally have... I do have weird things. I've always got tea bags.
And she's talking to me about my pants and she got tea bags.
Well, I might want a cup of tea. It doesn't mean I wet my pants before I have one.
I'm with you there.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. I like Yorkshire tea, and sometimes when you go there, they try to give you all that posh
Yeah,
stuff, Earl
it's
Grey.
Robert's tea.
So I always
Yeah,
put the Yorkshire
funny
tea back in
flowery
my bag.
tea. Yeah. Anyway, still to come. Most bizarre show. Anyway, we're playing a guessing game a bit later. Oh, yes. After the nation's most satisfying food sounds were revealed. But can you guess what this is?
Yeah, I've got that one.
OK. And after the break, Sir Tony Robinson is here to celebrate 40 years of Blackadder and how a twist of fate led him to the role of the lovable Baldric. We shall see you after this. Welcome back to your Wednesday's Loose Women. Keeping you company this lunchtime, it's Linda Robson, Kelly Bryan, Brenda Edwards, and me, Colleen Nolan. Still to come, we're playing this iconic tune in tribute to our guest today, who starred in the hit film Coyote Ugly. Get ready to dust off your dancing shoes. We're joined by star of stage and screen, Adam Garcia later. And we're talking sensual sounds as we reveal what noises really get us going. Oh, if only it wasn't daytime. Anyway, before that, it's one of this country's... Stop it, Brenda. Most legendary sitcoms. But can you believe it's been 40 years since Blackadder first appeared on our screens? Let's take a look at one of the show's most iconic moments.
This is called adding. If I have 2 beans, and then I add 2 more beans, what do I have?
Some beans.
Yes and no. Let's try again, shall we? I have 2 beans, then I add 2 more beans. What does that make?
A very small casserole.
Baldric, the ape creatures of the Indus have mastered this. Now try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many are there?
3.
What?
And that one.
And who better to celebrate with than the man who played the lovable idiot Baldrick? Please welcome Sir Tony Robinson. Oh, dear. Well, I mean, Baldrick just couldn't master the art of counting there, could he? I mean, which is what made that scene, though, so hilarious.
Yeah.
What was it like playing such an iconic role?
It was a joy because, like all the other guys in it, they wrote so cleverly and they were so clever. And then just like at the end of it, they'd be going rabbit, 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 ha 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 ha, and then I just come in and go doo-dee-doo. With a good gag line. It was, you know, as an actor, what's better than that?
Yeah. And is it fair to say that you had a bit of an imposter syndrome? You know, like you felt like because you weren't part of the sort of intellectual, you know, didn't go to university and all of that, which a lot of people have that sense of not feeling good enough. Did you feel like that in any way?
Enormously so, yeah. I always tried to hide it. You always do, don't you?
Yeah.
But now the great thing is, having been associated with those people for so long, everybody thinks I went to Oxford or Cambridge.
But we have to talk about this new... It's fascinating, actually, the new documentary, which is actually showing the pilot of Blackadder, which you weren't actually in.
No, I wasn't, and it's never been seen on telly before, so this would be a really first. I was cast...
There you are, not in it.
Oh, there, yeah.
Such to rub that in.
Of me.
Wow.
Yeah, I was cast originally with about 4 days to go. Nobody had bothered to cast that part because there's only about 8 lines, I think, and none of them were particularly funny. And then they thought, oh, we've got to get somebody in. And so I was cast really out of the blue. And I turned up on the first day, and it was just so wonderful to be with those very, very smart men. You know, they were all men. But we rehearsed for 6 days. At the end of the 6th day, ashen-faced, the head of comedy came into the room and he said, there's been a strike at the BBC. We're going to have to axe the episode.
Oh, no.
And the strike continued for quite some time. So, obviously, there was a big logjam of people who wanted to be in that studio, and they just kind of axed it for a while. And so I went off and got another job at the National Theatre, playing Greek tragedy. And then eventually they remounted the show, but I wasn't available to do it. And so I thought, well, that's it, it's gone. And then after it had been shown, I got a telephone call from the producer a few days later, and he said, we've got a series. And I said, oh, it's great, please give Rowan my love. Tell him how pleased I'm, very good luck. He said, no, well, it's good for you too. And I said, why? And they said, well, we want you to play Baldrick. Don't you remember? Brilliant. We always said to you that if we ever got a series, we would like you to play Baldrick.
Wow.
It was only when they said that I remembered it. I thought it was just the old twaddle producers always say, you know, when they don't want to make you upset. And so suddenly there I was as Baldrick.
And did you ever realise how... I mean, it's 40 years. Did it hit you then how massive this was going to be? Did you ever think it would still be talked about today?
No, clearly it was the repeats of the second series before it suddenly took off. I remember I took my daughter to Alton Towers that day, and it was like Dad and Daughter Day. You know, she's about 10, I think. And suddenly the word went round that there was this famous person there, and all these kids started coming up to me. They had no idea who I was. They had just heard that I was famous, so they wanted to touch my mantle, as it were. And more people came up, and I'd never had anything like that before in my life. And my daughter was getting so hacked off. She just wanted to have a day on the rise with her dad. And in the end, we had to leave after about half an hour because there was such a frenzy. And it was at that moment I realised that my life had changed.
I have to say, I'm a massive Blackadder fan. Love you, love Queenie. I'm currently working with Ben Elton, who co-wrote Blackadder. But you received a knighthood from Prince William, who's also a massive fan. How did that conversation go about?
Oh, that was weird. It was actually while I was being knighted, I sort of bent down on the knee. He's a very easygoing bloke, actually, you know. It was... Oh, yes, I've got the picture of it actually happening. That's real, that one. And just about at that moment, he said, I love the show. And I said, would you ever be in it? And he said, yeah, if I was asked. So... I was casting while I was being knighted.
And Tony, how's your health now? Because you were diagnosed with prostate cancer 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. I have a webcast thing, a podcast called Tony Robinson's Cunning Plan, and this week it's all about prostate cancer in general and me in particular, because I think I'm fine. I'm going to die with it. I'm not going to die of it. As long as you get it checked very early, you're going to be all right. If you leave it, it can be really bad. And it's crazy. We all know that men are terrified of having a finger up their bottoms. Yeah. And it's just ludicrous. If you think of the things that women have during the course of their lifetimes, things the size of the Isle of Wight going up and down, day and night.
You said it.
Tony, it's...
what's that? That's not much of a problem, is it?
You're
so that's
right.
stupid. It's silly. Yeah. And I would just like to say to people, please get yourself checked. Yeah. It's not a big deal, and it'll save you from something really horrible.
Tony, it's so important, and this is why we love having you on here. It's been such a pleasure to have you here. And the Blackadder, The Lost Pilot, starts tomorrow at 9 p.m. on Gold. That's right? Yeah? Tony Robinson, Thank you so much. Right, still to come. Get your blindfolds ready, girls. After the nation's favourite sounds were revealed, we're playing a guessing game to see if we can work out what they are. And can even join in from home if you like. And Coyote Ugly star Adam Garcia joins us right after this. We'll see you soon. Catching up with Adam Garcia in just a minute, but first, after 2/3 of us said that they enjoyed food more due to the sound it makes, we're putting the nation's top choice to the test. So get your blindfolds ready, ladies. But it's competition time again, I think, first, isn't it? So. Do you want to do the blindfolds first?
Yeah, why not?
Go on, then. I'm just sticking to the script, Right, Linda, you're first, OK? Kelly, get your blindfold on.
Nearly. Yeah.
You're going to look so bad when Adam Garcia comes on. Ruined your hair. Right, Linda, what's this, OK?
Oh, I know what that is.
Is it
Anytime
scraping?
today.
Is it scraping vegetables?
No. Who scrapes vegetables?
I got it.
Kelly, what is it?
It's scraping toast.
Yes, Kelly. Right, this one's for Kelly.
Oh,
ready?
See.
Oh, God, it's great.
What? There ain't nothing there.
Wait.
Go on. Well, Cole, I could be here all day with that sound, babe.
Keep pickling, Kelly.
Keep going.
Keep going. I'll keep going. I'll end in a song in a minute.
Oh, I don't know.
This is nice.
Eating chocolate?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Brenda, you ready?
No.
I don't like it when Brenda's quiet. She scares me. Right, hold on. Lose my teeth.
Apple. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Brenda?
Apple?
Yeah.
Sorry, Brenda.
Get your blindfolds off now. That's the right laugh.
Sorry.
You're not going to be able to talk now.
Actually, I nearly lost my teeth in that, to be fair. My favourite sound is babies laughing.
Oh, yeah.
No better sound, is there? Like, how down you are, you hear a baby chuckling.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, mine is... There was this... I had this recording of Kaori laughing. She was in a little car seat. She was kicking her feet. I don't know if we've got it. Yeah, that's it. And that was it. She was in a car seat and she was just kicking her feet. She was having the time of her life.
I love the sound of a purring cat when they're really content. That's just really lovely, yeah.
That's what you were trying to do earlier,
That's what I was successfully doing.
Yeah.
Linda, quickly, out.
I like it when I'm in bed with my granddaughters and they're laying there asleep and they're all nice and peaceful, and then I can hear them breathing, and then I go in and I smell their breath, because their breath always smells beautiful, don't it? Baby's breath.
Slightly weird, Linda. We'll move on.
It's not.
Just so you know, the nation's favourite sound is sizzling bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Played that earlier.
Yeah.
Not me, though.
No.
Anyway, listen, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited because it's competition time again and it's... Stop talking. It's competition time again and your chance to win a life-changing £250,000. But more importantly, my fiancé, Gok, is live with all the details. Hi, Gok. Hi, darling.
Hi, darling. I can't wait until we come here to have our honeymoon in Mallorca. And I promise you, if we do come in our honeymoon, we will not be talking about competitions, but because it's not our honeymoon right now, I am going to tell you about it. Your chance to win £250,000 in tax-free money. That's £250,000. It's truly life-changing. Now, what would you do with that money? Would you maybe pay off some of your mortgage? Would you bring all your friends and family to mine and Colleen's wedding just here? It's entirely up to you. It's your cash, but you're not going to know unless you went to the competition. There has to be one winner, and it could be you. Now, it only takes one entry for your chance to win £250,000. Here's your details.
And there's more. If you enter this week, you could also be in for a chance of winning our bonus prize, a brand new Mini Countryman worth over £41,000. For your chance to win £250,000, text cash to 82248. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782248. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to Car 24, PO Box 7558, Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on Friday the 7th of July. Make sure you enter before 4 p.m. on Friday the 16th of June for a chance to win the car. Good luck.
Now, our next guest is a dancer turned Hollywood star who won an army of fans with his role in the cult noughties rom-com Coyote Ugly more than 23 years ago.
150 and you'll see the butt. Come on, girls, you can do better than this. Let's do 175! 200 stars! I've got to let you know. You got 250 right here. 250
$250! Please welcome Adam Garcia. Such an iconic moment in that film. I mean, did you have any idea we'd still be talking about that now?
Oh, yeah. No, I planned that the whole time. It actually wasn't in the script.
Oh.
It was one of those things where we were... Obviously, the girls, Piper and all the other girls were learning all these dances to do on the bar, and although the casting agent had seen me in Saturday Night Fever, so she knew I could dance, but everyone sort of was like, oh, no, he's an actor. And then I remember teaching Piper some moves near the bar for the boot scooting, because it's very similar to tap. And they were like, oh, can you dance? And I was like, that's what I do.
That's what I do.
And they were like, strokey beardy time. And then they said, and then they got this idea, they sort of looked into it, and they were like, well, would you... It was meant to be just a strip, like a normal, like, take off your clothes and get it. And they were like, well, why don't you do a dance to it? And so they sort of like, you've got about 48 hours with the choreographer, go and make something up. And I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Wow.
And so then we came back like a day or 2 days later. They put like a whole bunch of cameras up and they were like, ready? And I was like, yep, ready, because that's kind of what I do. And so it sort of grew from this sort of nothing in the script, and then it happened.
And as we were talking earlier, the life of a dancer normally has a time span. But
It certainly does.
Way outlived that, and you've managed to kind of move into now choreography and writing with this lovely new show Emerald Storm.
Emerald Storm, yeah. So it's true. Now that I'm 50, but it is one of those things that I still love dancing, but there is a limit that to what the body can do. And I've always enjoyed being, creating things and choreographing like numbers for like shows like Got to Dance and other things like that. And then the opportunity came to sort of choreograph a full show, which is quite daunting, I have to say. Now I'm like, oh, but you need to come up with more than 3 minutes.
And of
so,
course,
yes,
you've had to mix the Irish dancing with the tap dancing in this, and it was when I was reading about it, I was thinking. You say that tap dancing is so the Irish dancing is a completely different level to learn.
It's really difficult, and it's sort of
You said it's actually
similar.
harder than tap.
It's harder than tap because I mean the tap that I sort of do, which is sort of more hoofing style, the American jazz style, is very low and down and heels, and they don't really use. They're all up on their toes, and they use these flicks and cuts, and it's incredibly athletic because it's almost like ballet and tap dancing combined. And it's very turned out. You always have to be constantly turning your feet out. And I mean, tap dance is like, do what I want. Just throw my feet around and make some noise. But theirs is very much a visual thing as well as a sound thing.
I love the fact that you've happened upon dancing by accident at the age of 6, accompanying a friend. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I blame he's still one of my dear friends. We've known each other now for 45 years. Morgan O'Neill, we went to school together, we became friends, and his sister was learning cello, and his mum couldn't do like that. Obviously, he had to go with her, because his mum couldn't pick him up until like 4 o'clock after school. And he said, "Well, there's a ballet class next to it. I've got to go to ballet. Mum's making me go to ballet. You're going to come with me." I don't know exactly how the conversation went because I was 5, 5 or 6, and I just sort of I went to my mum and I was like, "Oh, Mum, I'm be going to ballet with Morgan on whatever day it was," and she was like, "Oh, okay, fine. Well, that makes it easy. I can pick you up later too." And so I went with Morgan and we went to this little ballet school. And he quickly was like, "I don't really like this." He didn't hate it, but he was like, "No, it's not my thing." He's a wonderful musician. And I just thought of it sort of, and I always have the saying that dance chose me rather than I chose it. It's sort of, I happened upon it and I was just like, oh, this is great. This makes all the sense in the world. I get to move to music. And it just sort of, it always sort of made sense to me.
And you're doing 42nd Street, sorry, at Sadler's Wells, aren't
I'm coming to see you tonight, so I'm glad that you kept dancing. Can't wait to watch it. So tell us about this show.
Well, it's an amazing show. It's probably the tap dancing show of all tap dancing shows. In fact, it's a tap dancing show about a tap dancing show. It couldn't be more musical theatre. And I actually play Julian Marsh, so I'm the choreographer, but so I don't actually have to dance like all these wonderful young dancers do.
Ruthie Henshaw.
And the fabulous, she's just so amazing.
And Les Dennis as well.
Les Dennis,
he's so funny as well, Les Dennis.
And he doesn't even seem to be trying to be funny. He can just stand there and be funny, and it's such an art. They're complete professionals, Josephina Gabrielle. And then these two new, well, they're not that, I mean, Nicole Lilly, who plays Peggy Sawyer, I think she's, early 20s, and she's just staggeringly talented. It's such a dream to watch. And Sam Lipps, who plays Billy Lawler, his voice and his act, like the cast is,
Stellar.
hopefully I'm not letting them down, but no, it's one of those things. It's a beautiful to see. Rob Jones has done the design. I've been wanting to work with Bill Deemer for 20 years, who's the choreographer. Now I finally get to do some of his steps, and Jonathan Church directing. It's a real dream show.
I'm looking
and
forward
dream
to
show
it.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember you running out of time, so we can't really talk about it, from Greece. I went to see you in Greece because obviously Shane was in it at
That's
the time.
right.
And you were a T-bird, and I remember you walking in and me going,
Not like me at all.
No.
But
Yeah, that was
anyway,
a while
thank
ago
you
too.
so much. Emerald Storm opens on the 13th of September at the New Theatre Cardiff, and 42nd Street is currently on at Sadler's Wells Theatre in London until the 2nd of July. Adam Garcia, everyone. Tomorrow, EastEnders star Nina Wadia will be with us to talk about her new gripping drama. Have a wonderful afternoon. See you later.